Our investigation showed you how 2 Texas teachers will soon face a judge over an alleged unlawful restraint of a nonverbal student with severe autism. Investigator Kelly Wiley found that case among more than 100 related to restraint and students with special needs the Texas Education Agency's investigated since 2015.
Yes, and now we speak with a state lawmaker and former teacher about what he says Texas can do better to protect vulnerable students and improve the system. Right now, state records show there are as many as 10 open investigations involving ISDs spanning the state. Cases include a teacher who district records say was filmed by a student hitting another student with special needs. That case is ongoing. In another case, a teacher pleaded guilty to biting a 9-year-old girl with special needs, according to court records. Policies from school districts across Texas show parents are often blocked from obtaining copies of video showing alleged restraints and assaults on their own children. Parents sometimes can view clips in front of school administrators. We took our findings to State Representative James Tallarico, a former teacher who now sits on the House Public Education Committee.
No child in our system should be hurt by an educator or by a professional in a school. And if that does occur, we have to respond with transparency and accountability. And that starts with the parents themselves and the family members themselves. They have rights in these situations, and those rights need to be honored if we're going to live up to our potential as a public education system.
Is there something that can be done on a legislative lesson to address some of that?
Absolutely. You know, I think my colleague, one of the only other teachers here in the Capitol, Dr. Alma Allen from Houston, had a bill that would have required written parental notification whenever restraints occur in a classroom setting. So measures like that to increase transparency, increase accountability for bad actors in the system are necessary. But my belief is that until we get to the root causes, we're never going to address the entire problem. I hope the Public Education Committee here in the House will take this up as an interim charge. We don't come back into session until January of next year. Unfortunately, Texas has a part-time legislature, although we have full-time problems. And so I'm hopeful that in the interim, in this break before sessions, we can look at this issue, examine root causes, bring in folks who are directly impacted, not just educators and administrators, but also students and parents who have been hurt by unlawful restraints, and have a more thoughtful conversation about what measures here at the Capitol can be taken to prevent these incidents from occurring in the future.
The overarching element every person I spoke to for this report pointed out was increased staffing in special education classrooms. Not just teachers, but aides and specialists with the training to help verbally de-escalate situations within these classrooms.
You mentioned the challenges that parents face when it comes to cameras in the classrooms. What sort of changes are you hearing need to happen in respect to that?
Well, Disability Rights Texas said parents are often not educated on the fact that they can request cameras in special education classrooms. So part of this is more awareness of the law.
Well, we know the amount of these cases investigated by TEA, but it's been challenging getting data that shows the total number of restraints in Texas, right?
Right. That number is required to be reported to the state TEA agency, but we requested that data more than a month ago and still have not received it. Keep in mind, though, there's a 2019 federal report that pointed out Texas school districts and schools in other states are underreporting some of that data in some cases. So there could be some issues with accuracy as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Kelly. And we know you'll continue following this issue. And we have more details online about the policies related to accessing video in different school districts. We have a link to that story right now in the Texas Politics section of our website. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.